So I am a volunteer at St. Jude Hospital. I've been doing it since about December of 2012, so about a little bit over a year, and I love it. I absolutely love all of the other volunteers, all of the employees who work there, and my supervisors there are really awesome as well. But I think my favorite part about it would be working with the patients and interacting with the visitors as well. And one of my jobs there is I sit at a desk in one of the lobbies, and this lobby is for visitors who are waiting for patients to come out of surgery. And what we do is we just interact with them and let them know that what's going on and keep them updated on their family. And so we get a lot of really interesting people we get to talk to from all different kind of walks and stages of life. And one day this lady walks into the hospital and she just seems to know everyone. She's going up to the security guards and flirting with them, and she's talking to all the employees. And I'm kind of confused. I was pretty new there. I've been there for a couple months now. And so I'm sitting with two girls, Jessica and Anika, and I turned to Jessica, who'd been there the longest. I was like, who is this lady? And she explains to me that this is Tamika. And Tamika comes down from Compton on the train every 2 or 3 months and walks into the ER and pretends or claims to be either pregnant or sick or hurt, and then she just walks around the hospital and talks to people. And I was like, okay, that's cool. We just sat there and kind of watched her, and it gets boring, so we were kind of entertained, and it was a fun little time. And so eventually she walks right up to our desk, and I was like, oh, sweet, I get to talk to Tamika, because who doesn't want to be friends with a grown, actual crazy person? And so she's talking to us, and I'm kind of just sitting there quietly while Jessica and Anika are doing most of the talking and enjoying the fact that I'm not sitting there bored out of my school today. And so she's talking to us, and she asks for this thing called a drink ticket. And what a drink ticket is, it's a free little voucher that we give out to the visitors or to the patients to go to the cafeteria and get free drinks if they're waiting. And she asked for one, and so Anika gives her one because we're allowed to give them out, and she kind of just looks at us, and Anika's like, is there anything else you need? And she's like, no, I want all of them. And she's like, unfortunately, it's not possible. We have them for everyone, everyone gets one. And Tamika just goes nuts, and she starts screaming at us, and I'm sitting there, I just freeze, and I was like, oh my god, what is happening? I do not know how to react to a grown-ass lady screaming at me. And Anika is crazy too, so she kind of starts screaming back at her, and Tamika is calling her a bitch and all this stuff, and there's just visitors staring at us, and I was like, oh my god, what's happening? And so eventually I regain my senses, and I pick up the phone and I call security, and by this time Tamika's trying to get around the desk and come towards us, and security comes running and they start dragging her out, and she is still threatening us, telling us that she's going to be outside waiting for us and someone's going to come get us. And so they finally kick her out of the hospital, and I'm kind of just sitting there shaking, and Anika's still fired up and I cannot believe that just happened. I'm about to go fight her. I'm like, no, don't do that. She's 3 times your size. And so my supervisors come out and kind of pat us on the head, good job for calling security. And I was like, yeah, there was no other option here. And so they finally get her out, and by the time we have to leave, security decides to walk us out because apparently Tamika's some threat and is actually going to come and beat us up. So, and that was actually the last time I saw her. I don't know what happened to her, but she does not come down anymore.